Let's speak to Kilian Kleinschmidt, who's the former director of the world's biggest Syrian refugee camp, the Zaatari camp in Jordan, and he joins me now from Vienna. Thank you very much for coming on to the programme. We just heard one heart-rending story there. What are the particular difficulties faced by orphans from this conflict?
Well, we have, of course, children in general being very affected, and children losing their childhood during this conflict. And this is the terrible thing, children not playing any longer. But here we have a specific case of children losing even more. In fact, losing their identity. They have been probably, will be always suffering from their past, from the history, from the background. So an enormous work to be done to integrate those children into any society. Although, again, we're seeing a lot of solidarity amongst people, but that's not enough.
As you say, a lot of work to reintegrate them. Children are pretty resilient, but do you think the experiences they've had will make it very difficult for that process of integration to take place?
Well, they are heavily traumatized, and again, people will always make them feel that they're different, that they have a special story. And here I think it's very important to invest, because that is, of course, very dangerous, because they will always feel excluded from society, and they may themselves go into a very difficult and wrong direction.
And you, of course, have got this experience yourself of running a refugee camp. What lessons do you think can be learned from what's happened in the Syrian civil war?
Well, again, I think what is happening at large is in an entire region, the social contract is collapsing. The social contract within society, who trusts whom. There are people, I mean, families get divided because one joins DAESH, the other one not. And so we will have a long way ahead, even if there would be outbreak of peace suddenly, to bring those societies together again, to form something like a community. We have learned community is no longer existing, because who can you trust?
That's quite understandably, that's quite a pessimistic view. What is needed for a rather better future than that? What can the world powers do?
Well, I mean, again, first of all, it is important to focus on children. That's easy, because everybody refers to children, but then on the specific cases of those who are the most traumatized, the most excluded. And here we don't see enough resources being provided to do that. I mean, we open schools, we integrate them somehow to social activities, but that's not enough. Here we need specialized care and much more investment. And again, that's easier said than done. A lot of training needs to be provided. We have discovered that in the entire region, there is very little understanding for mental problems, the issues linked to all the trauma, the post-traumatic stress, even for the normal population. So a lot of investment, but building community and respecting that people actually want to find their own identity, that is the way forward. It's not totally lost.
Kilian Kleinschmidt, thank you very much for joining us there from Vienna.